Oh, oops. Sorry. I didn't realize there was anyone else in here. I was just looking for a quiet place to study. I'll just go. Hmm? Really? I mean, if you're sure. I don't want to disturb you if you're in the zone right now. Well, you're right. There isn't really anywhere for me to go. The library is full of people, and all the other spare rooms are being used for club activities. But still. Well, okay. If you really don't mind. Thanks for this, by the way. I really needed to get some work done. My, club takes up most of the free time I have after school. I've had to find a way to work around that so I could keep up with my schoolwork. Yeah. The host club. Sorry. It's still a little embarrassing for me to talk about. Being part of a host club isn't something I'd ever really envisioned for myself, you know? I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. It's also, not exactly the ideal environment to try to get my work done, which is why I've started coming here. I've never seen you here before. Is this a regular spot for you? Maybe we've just been missing each other. Oh, well, that makes sense, I suppose. I'm honestly a little surprised you'd go out of your way to find a quiet study spot like this. It's rare for any of the students here to care so much. I'm not complaining, though. It's actually quite refreshing. I usually get laughed at when I talk about needing to study. Not even my friends really understand. Speaking of, I should probably let you get back to your work. Sorry for rambling on like that. Hey. This may not be my place to ask, but are you doing okay? Sorry, I don't mean to pry, it's just that. Well, you look really sad right now. Are you struggling with your work? Or is there something else bothering you? I, uh, I know we don't know each other all that well. We're just in the same class. But I'm always here if there's something you need to get off your chest. I've been told that I'm a really good listener. Oh, no, I don't mind. It's never nice to feel like you're suffering alone. I'm not sure what I can actually do in the way of helping, but I'm happy just to lend an ear if you need it. Or if you're not comfortable with that, I can go look for one of your friends. Oh, well, okay then. So what's wrong? Oh, struggling with burnout, huh? I suppose I understand that. It's not something I've ever really experienced before. At least not in the same way you seem to be. But I've heard of it, and I've seen others go through it. It seems really awful. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. With the amount of pressure on all of us, it only makes sense that something would eventually give out. Honestly, it's a miracle more people aren't struggling. Or maybe they are, and they're just trying not to show it. I'm not sure. Anyway, how exactly is it affecting you? So you just feel like you've lost momentum? That makes sense. I can imagine that's really difficult to work through. To feel the constant pressure to get things done, but just not being able to keep up no matter how hard you try. I'm sure that in itself is incredibly stressful. And frustrating. especially if you don't fully understand the reason why you're feeling this way. It's really important that you're not too hard on yourself, though. I mean, you should try to be kind to yourself in all aspects of life, but especially when you're struggling with something. These feelings are not your fault. You don't need to blame yourself when you're having a hard time. And, more importantly, the feelings themselves are valid. I know that a lot of people try to push through their problems because they believe that their suffering is less than someone else's, but that's not the way things should work. Your pain is just as real as everyone else's, and you shouldn't try to ignore it. That will only make things worse in the long run. You're not weak for feeling this way either. We're living in a crazy world. There's so much pressure and expectation coming from all sides. Everyone has their own opinions on how you're supposed to act, or how you should look, or what you should achieve, or the things you should enjoy. It's impossible for anyone to keep up with all of it. With all that pressure, something's bound to snap. So don't feel bad about it. The way I see it, the only person you ever need to be is yourself. It's a lot harder to actually put that into practice. Just know that I'll be here for you, okay? I know we're not exactly close friends, but I just can't sit by while someone struggles. So if there's ever something you need from me, I'll do my best to help. Even if it's just for me to try and offer my rambling advice. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it helped, even if it's just a little. I suppose you're really struggling with getting your work done right now, huh? If you'd like, we can just sit and talk. Of course. I know I said I wanted to work, but it's really not that important. I can always just do it at home. I think cheering you up takes priority right now. And don't feel bad about not using your time productively or whatever. It's just as important to take a break as it is to keep working. Maybe even more so. From what I know of burnout, taking time off is the best way to overcome it. It'll only get worse if you just try to push through. Of course. And I'll be right here the whole time. I promise. You know what? Let's even put our work away for now. It won't do either of us any good to have it hanging over our heads. There we go. Perfect. So, what do you want to do? Well, if that's what you want, I'd actually really like to get to know you too. Okay, you go first. Ask me something. The host club? Well, yes, I suppose I can tell you how that started. But no laughing, okay? It's a bit of a long story. Oh, hi. Glad to see you stuck around. I just wanted to say that you should subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this audio. Or you can head over to anagami.com/commissions if you'd like to order a custom audio of your own. Whatever you want, I'm sure we can make it happen. Anyway, I'll see you around. Take care of yourself, okay? Bye!